Donald Trump, you never see him around strong, intelligent women, ever. It's just that simple.
You are not strong or intelligent or independent. I don't know if that would describe you, Kellyanne.
I appreciate it, John. It just shows how desperate and concerned they are that they are not certain that they're supporting a strong, intelligent woman for president. She's down in the polls or maybe tied, and I'm standing here from the ellipse with the White House in the background without a teleprompter because I'm able to speak with you, the place where I worked for 4 years for President Trump. And may I remind everyone, as I said in my RNC speech, I looked around the Roosevelt Room one day, John, something you're familiar with, and I saw Brooke Rollins, Ivanka Trump, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Mercedes Schlapp, and me. Between the five of us, we have 19 children. At the time, ages 2 through 16, we had the highest rank in the White House as strong, intelligent women. Show me a C-suite in America. Hey, show me any of Mark Cuban's entrepreneurial pursuits where some of the top positions are being held by working moms whose kids are ages 2 through 16. You're not going to find that. It really doesn't matter to me what desperate people say. What I care about is defending the tens of millions of strong, intelligent women who are going to vote for Donald Trump next Tuesday and already have. And whether it's Joe Biden calling us garbage or mega MAGA extremists, Hillary with the deplorable, irredeemable, and now Mark Cuban questioning that women around Donald Trump would not be strong or intelligent. They're losing this election based on their elitism and their direct insults to the American people.
Mark Cuban just proved everything I think about liberals sometimes. As you guys know, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Please like the video if you're liking what you're seeing so far, especially from that intro. Beautiful intro. The Kamala Harris campaign found a way to make stuff worse. This is like one of the axioms that I live by, is that when I'm facing a situation, when I'm facing like a breaking point or something, I always think to myself, how can I not make this thing worse? And Mark Cuban seems to not be able to take that kind of advice, because you already have a problem with you already have a men problem. Now you're going to try to make digs at women. Biden just finished saying the garbage comment, and you see how Trump's riding that wave. And now Mark Cuban gave another gift. And it's so ironic, because the last video I did before I made this one, I talked about how Mark Cuban is essentially almost like a snake oil salesman. And he claims that Donald Trump is a snake oil salesman. And it just goes to show, and this is why I showed that intro, is that they really are desperate. They're so desperate to paint this narrative. And this is something I always noticed that liberals always do. As a man, I happen to be black, right? Liberals always talking down to me in this elitist little fashion, like, oh, you don't know what's good for you. Oh, you don't understand you're voting against your best interest. And then when I call them out on that, okay, explain to me how I'm voting against my best interest. Oh, well, Trump said he's going to give cops immunity. I've never had a bad interaction with a cop before. Shocked face. And I'm looking at him like, wait, do you expect me to be a criminal just because of my skin color? You expect me to have problems with the law just because of my skin color? No, I'm not saying that. Typical liberal. Now they're doing that same condensation, that casual racism that I always experience from liberals, right? That they pretend they're so virtuous. Oh, we're not racist. There's no way we can be racist. No, you're very racist, or you express your isms in a very passive way. Now, Mark Cuban's doing the same thing to women. Because I always say, liberals only believe in one thing. You have every right to be a liberal and nothing else. That's the liberals' purview. That's the liberal paradigm. This is why anytime you say anything that deviates from this box that the liberal has, or the liberal assumption, they think you're evil and a Nazi.
To take a breath before this, because this is so profoundly offensive. I worked for Donald Trump. I consider myself a strong woman. I consider those around me strong women. Kellyanne Conway, Brooke Rollins, Ivanka Trump, Hope Hicks, Sarah Sanders. That's before we get to the women that Donald Trump elevated to very high levels, like Nikki Haley, who still supports him, like Amy Coney Barrett, who he put on the Supreme Court, or the women currently around him. Susie Wiles comes to mind, Caroline Leavitt. That is so offensive. And you know why? Because it's not just about the women who worked for him. He said the women around Donald Trump. This comes right after the Joe Biden garbage comment. Okay, the women around Donald Trump. What about the women who vote for Donald Trump? Are they weak? Are they dumb? Did Mark Cuban just insult any woman who supports Donald Trump, because it's a little, very small step from that. And this is an official Harris campaign surrogate, Mark Cuban. That is misogynistic in my view. Get out of here, Mark Cuban. Kamala Harris, he's your surrogate. I want to hear from you. Do you agree the women are weak and ineffective, whatever he said? Get out of here. And I can't wait to hear from you, Kamala.
Vance slams Cuban's insulting comments about Trump being surrounded by stupid women. Whether it's Mark Cuban or Kamala Harris or, Joe Biden, why are these people so preoccupied with denigrating the American people, the American lifestyle, right? And the reason I'm taking this angle is because feminists does this a lot. They denigrate women that do not follow the career pathway, even if it's not making them happy. They talk about, oh, we like a woman's rights to choose, but no, there's a predestined choice women are supposed to make. Clean up on aisle Mark Cuban. Explanation for his women and Trump comments falls flat. The clarification is exactly the same as the initial statement, Mark, right? So this backlash couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Let's clarify something. This is Mark Cuban. This is what I said during the conversation about why Nikki Haley was not active in his campaign. Trump, you'll never see him around strong, independent women ever. Strong, intelligent women, ever. It's just that simple. They're intimidating to him. He doesn't like to be challenged. I think there's a lot of people in Trump's campaigns that challenge him. I don't think Trump hires people that just agrees with him. And this is a faulty narrative from the left, right? Look at RFK. RFK they disagree on a lot of stuff, but the reason RFK is joining Trump's campaign or Trump's administration is that they align on certain things that they do agree on, and that's what they choose to focus on. They don't focus on their disagreements. They focus on their agreements, and that's something that partisan leftists like Mark Cuban can't seem to understand, right? Because I think it takes a strong person to know that, hey, I deviate, I disagree with this person, but I respect his right to disagree with me. I think that takes strength, right? Weakness is, if you don't go along the lines that I think you should go along, then you shouldn't have a voice. You shouldn't have a vote. You shouldn't be even allowed to choose Donald Trump on a ballot. Who's the party of weakness? The Democrats. And it shows more about your own candidate than reality any person that surrounds himself with Donald Trump. Greg Price says, let me clear something up. I did in fact call all you women around Donald Trump weak and dumb. Bro, and this it's such irony, isn't it? Such beautiful irony that the party of, we love women, we respect women, denigrating women that disagrees with them. You love to see it. You love to see it. And this is what a feminist look like, guys. Hey, a feminist look like Mark Cuban. Let me tell you guys. Let me show you. A feminist look like Mark Cuban. Male feminist, Mark Cuban. Yep. That's what they look like, because I heard it all before. When I tell when women find out that, when feminists find out that my wife's a stay-at-home mom, they find every reason to put some doubt, some negativity in the mind of my wife. And I go, damn, conservative women, y'all go through a lot. Y'all expected to be like a feminist, light. And if you don't exactly pick team women over team your husband, married people, they think that you are a slave to your husband. That's why they had to put out that atrocious political ad, essentially telling their wives, lie to your husband. Don't be forthcoming with your husband about where you truly believe. Put dishonesty in your marriage, right? Isn't that weak? Isn't that weak? Let's be honest. Isn't that weak? That you can't talk to your partner, as a liberal would say, that, hey, look, I don't agree with Donald Trump. I'm voting for Kamala Harris, and not having that discussion hashed out. A weak person will do it in secret, lie to their partner in their face, say, yeah, I voted on something that we agreed upon, but in reality, you did the opposite. Imagine if Republicans put out a political ad. Let's say, let me use myself as an example. Let's say if I was married to a black woman, and we know black women 90% of the time will vote Democrat, and she said, we voting for Kamala Harris, right? And I go, yep. And then I'm voting Trump. Me and a white dude with a MAGA hat look at each other, and I do this. And he goes, oh, and we both vote for Donald Trump. How would liberal black women take it if we put out a political ad like that? You would be saying the same thing. Oh, you putting dishonesty. If a man can lie about that, what else could he be lying about? Y'all be doing all this mental gymnastics. And this is the problem with you liberals. Y'all have a denigration problem. Y'all have a condescending problem. You have a snooty problem. There's some leftist, I forgot his name. I think his name is Destiny. I just saw a clip somewhere where he said that he thinks he's smarter than Elon Musk. What Destiny has accomplished in his life other than talk on the internet? What Elon Musk has accomplished in his life? He dropped out of college, created PayPal, made it into, he was able to sell it, became a billionaire or a millionaire, took that money, created Tesla and another company, then he became a like, what is Destiny doing? But he thinks he has a higher IQ. And this is why I say I don't put much respect on IQ anymore. IQ is just a way of measuring certain levels, certain aspects of intelligence, but I don't think it tells a full picture. I think it's a flawed test. That's just my thoughts. But here is Mark Cuban, no strong, intelligent woman around Trump, right? Tammy Lauren. The clarification is exactly the same as the initial statement, Mark. Mark is dumb, bro. I'm just being honest with you guys. Mark is dumb. You explicitly say strong, intelligent women don't hang around Trump, which is a slap in the face to women like Tulsi Gabbard, Ivanka, and others. You sound like Biden when he tries to convince Americans that our eyes and ears are lying to us and didn't actually call Trump. Like, this is my problem with liberals. Liberals have this false assumption where they think that people trust them at their word. Oh, let me clarify something. I did not mean what I said in that statement. You took it out of context. Oh, okay, we'll just believe you. We trust you, liberal. That's the framing that a lot of liberals, when they come online, they speak. Imagine a leftist that all he is a gamer, and he says, yeah, Elon Musk has a 97 IQ, and everyone below him is like 85, and that's why they think he's so smart. What, are you implying you're smarter than Elon Musk? What have you accomplished with your intelligence other than play games online and speak about political issues that you barely understand? Destiny. Like, this is the type of Looney Tunes world we live in, because we let liberals control the perception, because that's all liberals really care about. Liberals only really care about perception. They don't care if it's factual. They don't care if it's true. All they care about is, can I convince you of what I'm saying? And that's the only thing liberalism cares about. I'm just being honest. That's how I honestly think about liberals. Liberals have never made a good impression with me since growing up in high school, college. Whenever I meet these people, there's this little condescension, this aura, I don't know what it is, around them that I just think arrogance. That's all I think in my head. If you're anything but a liberal, you're evil, you're dumb, you're not intelligent, you're weak, you're sheep, you're low IQ. All these labels, conspiracy, all these labels they put on you, all because you don't want to do what they want you to do. You're a black man, you support Trump, or you're voting against your best interest. The arrogance of the white liberal. The arrogance of Mark Cuban. And that's the arrogance that's been shown to us today in full display. And you want me to support the Democratic Party, black women, black liberal women? Sorry, I have to always specify that, because I get black conservative women telling me, not me, Kenny, I'm voting for Trump. I know. But majority of your sisters, I don't call people I'm not related to sisters and brothers. That's just me. But they voting Harris. And if you try to convince them, like I try to talk to my mom about, they damn near have a mental breakdown talking to you. And you're like, yo, relax, lady. I'm just asking you why you're voting for Kamala. I don't think it's a smart choice to do so. Like, imagine that. I don't know how we went all over the place with this one. We were talking about Mark Cuban, but there's a lot of like assumptions that liberals make when they go into these conversations, and it honestly pisses me off. So let's hear more of the reactions from the women and how they took Mark Cuban's statements.
This is incredibly disrespectful coming from someone, especially like you, Mark, who a lot of American women out there really respected you. A while ago, my sister and I were asked to audition on Shark Tank because of our startup. We grew up watching the show. So when we thought that we would have the opportunity to be on Shark Tank and around an investor like you, we were completely, like, that was our American dream. We grew up in really humble beginnings. Our grandmother picked coffee beans in Central America. We grew up with a small business owner father, a legal immigrant family. And even having the opportunity to, having gotten our company to a point where we even had the chance to audition for Shark Tank, let alone like possibly pitch our company to the Mark Cuban, who we absolutely admired growing up watching Shark Tank. And like here we could have been in the same room and possibly ask for investment to us, like in our family, who was so proud of us.
And another thing that, like, when she was talking about, I started thinking in my head, like, Democrat men, liberal men, when you realize, like, this is why I said I think liberalism, it's almost like a type of nobility that corporate America, Hollywood institutions, they kind of play these little status games, right? Because if you look at Democrat men, like what's his name? Doug Emhoff, look at all the stories surrounding him. Abuse, got the nanny pregnant, all this stuff. You would associate with that of, oh, that's someone who would look down on women. Those are misogynists, right? Democrat. Bill Clinton, sleeping with interns in the White House, right? Paying off people to stay hush, quiet. Trump do it. Oh my God, we have such an outrage. This is why I say liberal projection is anything they accuse the other side of doing, they themselves are already doing. All right, they're just trying to distract from themselves and make you focus on the other side. And then Mark Cuban come out with this. Oh boy.
We were so proud that we even got to that point. But now I realize why they say never meet your heroes, because this is who Mark Cuban clearly is. To hear what you said about hardworking entrepreneurs who come from families of immigrants who literally came with nothing in their pocket and pursued the American dream, like clearly we were smart enough to be in the running for a Shark Tank episode. So to say that Trump does not surround himself around strong and smart women is so disrespectful, all for politics. You say that women like us aren't smart, Mark, yet somehow we were smart enough to be asked to audition on Shark Tank.
Because he didn't know you was a conservative, that's why. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe, like, when I go in my corporate job, people go, yeah, that's a Democratic man. You're right? All these assumptions people have. I honestly believe, this is just my personal feeling. Maybe you guys can tell me what you think in the comment section. But my personal feeling is, if I came out openly as a conservative, I think I'll get treated differently than I get treated now. I honestly believe that. Actually, I don't honestly believe that. I know that I'll get treated differently. Because the corporation I work for, I looked it up. Look, one thing you can say about me, you may not agree with how I frame things. You may not agree of what claims I make, but my claims are backed up by some evidence that suggests that I have a high probability of being right. I looked at my corporation and I go, okay, how much percentage of did they donate to the Democratic Party? My corporation donated 96%. 96% of employees that donated to the Democratic Party. And I'm sitting there like, damn. That means there's a 96% chance that any person I talk to in my corporate job is a lib. It's just how it goes. But let's say I found out that 96% of my corporation was whites. People go, oh, that's not a very diverse company. But a company that's 96% political one way and there's no political diversity there, what matters more? Physical diversity or mental diversity? And it shows to liberals that physical diversity matters more than mental diversity, because they don't care if you all look different. They only care about if you all think the same way as they do. And this is what Mark Cuban has exposed. They exposed to America. If you don't think like us, you're evil. If you don't understand Kamala Harris's word salad, it means you're not very smart. The only people who believe Kamala Harris speaks intelligently attends university where corporate speak is commonplace. Corporate speak is designed to be avoidant and give the illusion of intelligence. Regular people value clarity. Kamala is unable to provide that. Now, the job field that I work for, you can't get away with corporate speak. People will automatically know you don't know what you're talking about. Because where I work at, you have to be able to be clear, right? There can't be no misunderstanding or assumptions when you in the field that I work in, right? And these are the people. Oh, they can't speak in an intellectual, nuanced manner. I can speak in an intellectual, nuanced manner, But I'm clear. I'm not telling you word jargon like, oh, Trump has a comprehensive plan. What the hell comprehensive means? And this is what I'm talking about, lack of clarity. You have to clarify how exactly is it comprehensive? And is this comprehensive plan really a good thing or a bad thing? I could give you a comprehensive plan how I'm going to enact centralized government, but is it going to give us a good result? That's what people care about. That's the clarity people care about. Because, like, in the day, one thing in corporate America seems to have lost is that a customer doesn't need to understand the details of a product to understand that the product is bad. And this is the folly of liberalism. Face it all my life. I question any liberal narrative about racism and all this other shit. I used to get the same ish. So I know where the conservative women are coming from as a black man. I don't say that lightly, but, you know. White men understand it too when liberals paint them out as being inherently racist. The source of all evil and problems in the world. White men, this is the funny part. Liberals, Democrats have found a way to piss off every combination of Americans in this country. And you expect me to think they're going to win? And you expect me to think that people are voting logically for Kamala Harris? Hell no. Democrat Party is the party of the rich, the elite, the elitist, the condescending people, the authoritarians. This is the party of the Democrat Party. And if you think they're not authoritarians, what's the purpose of them trying to remove Donald Trump from the ballot if you so-called believe in democracy? How can you let a candidate become your nominee without going through the primary voting process, the primary election process? How can you nominate a nominee without your Democrat voters having a say in the process? But you're talking about threats to democracy. I'm done. I'm done. I didn't mean this video to be this long. I might have to cut out a lot of stuff, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Women, let me know what you're thinking. Men, let me know what you're thinking. Because, hey, women are getting a taste, just a little taste of what men been going through for the last 10 years when it came to political discussions. With Michelle Obama telling men, do better. Okay. Keep offending me. Okay. I don't need no more motivation to vote for Donald Trump. I don't need no more motivation to walk down my street and be like, yo, you voting today? Hey, you going to go to Trump? I'm working on my neighbors today. Hey, look. Hey, I'm working. Hey, when I'm out here doing these videos, I'm working. I'm like, yo, you gotta vote, man. Yeah, we can't afford another year. I just had it's a long video, guys. I just had a discussion with some of my neighbors during the Halloween stuff. And they were telling me, oh, Tooth Fairy only gave you a dollar because one of the kids lost their tooth and she put it under a pillow and her dad gave her $1 saying it was from the Tooth Fairy. And they was like, oh, you only got a $1 for the Tooth Fairy? And then the dad's like, yo, the Tooth Fairy's struggling. I said, yeah, with inflation, the dollar don't go to, it don't stretch the same no more. Everyone started laughing. But the economy's doing well. Okay. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.